Hello, it's Nick Holmes from the Fall of the Roman Empire podcast. Just a quick update on the next season, which I'm super excited about because it'll cover one of the most important and least understood events in all of history. That's the rapid rise of Islam in the 7th century, which nearly destroyed the Roman Empire and which did destroy Sasanian Persia. It's enormously important to understanding the modern world, especially the religious divisions within it. It was a time of unprecedented war and destruction since before the rise of Islam, Rome and Persia fought it out almost literally to the death. Constantinople was besieged by both the Avars and the Persians, and it looked as if the end had come for the Romans. But a remarkable turnaround, orchestrated by the Emperor Heraclius, saved the day and ended in a humiliating defeat for Persia. But both sides were exhausted by the long war and the destruction inflicted, so much so that when the Arab tribes united and invaded Syria, neither the Romans nor the Persians could hold them back. The first Arab caliphate, the Rashidun Caliphate, conquered as much territory as Alexander the Great had done and changed world history, making Islam into a global superpower just as Rome and Persia had been. And while Islam's star was in the ascendant, there was an almost complete collapse of civilization in Europe. Called the Dark Ages by historians, this was a time of economic poverty, urban collapse, and a return to illiteracy that would have shocked the Romans. So, in the next season, we'll be looking at how and why this happened. And there are so many questions. Why were the Arabs able to create the most powerful military machine since the legions of the Roman army? Why was Islam so widely adopted? Why were the Romans and the Persians unable to offer more than a token resistance to the Arabs after centuries of dominating them and the entire region? To answer these questions, we'll look at the latest research from historians, in particular at areas where advances are being made which might cause us to rethink past interpretations. For example, looking at changes in the climate and the continuing effect of the Justinianic plague, the first bubonic plague in history, as you've heard about in previous episodes. Were these things what actually made much more of a difference than people have previously thought? And the style of our inquiry will be the same as in previous episodes, not trying to impose any preconceived views or ideas, certainly not trying to view the past in terms of today's ideologies and fashions, but trying to understand in a totally objective sense what people really thought 1500 years ago and why they behaved in the way they did, which I think involves detaching ourselves as much as possible from modern preoccupations and prejudices. So the next season of episodes should be very exciting, and I'm aiming to start them on the 14th of September, since I'm currently working on the publication of my next book in my series on the fall of the Roman Empire, which will be about the age of Justinian, and I'll keep you updated on that. Thanks so much for listening to this update, and talk to you soon.